Alright, we are back in Doom the Dark Ages, and we're going to be checking it out today at 1440p as well as widescreen. So make sure you stick around for the whole thing. We'll do widescreen after this and just run through a bunch of different settings and see how we can perform with the new DLSS 4.5. Hopefully it will give you a lot more performance, and this will become a viable card for 1440p and maybe even widescreen. So we're going to check that out today and see how she fares. So if you want to join, click the subscribe button, all that good stuff, and let's get into it. Alright, yeah, so right here at 63, go ahead and open that up. Yeah, looking good. We're just at low settings, DLAA, nothing too special here. Running just fine. We've got the latency, the PCL up there in the top right, as well as whatever override we're using on the DLSS. So right down here, I'm just going to keep on running down here through some of these settings. So that was low. We're going to go to medium. So this is just straight up medium settings, however it comes out of the box. No special tweaks. So right here we are right around 60 FPS. Again, no upscaling necessary right now to get 60. And our latency is looking really good. I do have NVIDIA Plus Boost turned on. That's going to keep everything running nice and high and keep your GPU producing frames as quickly as possible. So it just kind of overrides any sort of quieter settings or anything like that when it comes to your GPU, and just make sure that you have the best latency possible. Especially on a card like this, it's good to have that. Alright, so let's just keep on running through it. And once we do frame generation, of course, that's going to become more and more relevant to make sure we keep an eye on our PCL. So right here we're at 51, 56, so I'm going to go ahead and say that at this point we need to do a little upscale. And when I say little upscale, I just mean going from DLAA to quality. Go ahead and apply that. Alright, that gives us a nice boost up to 95, 92 FPS here. So everything looks like it is going to perform well, as we go through some of these settings. 95 is a good bit of headroom. And of course, we've got 16 gigs of VRAM on this card, so nothing is really going to stress this thing out when it comes to VRAM. Everything's going to look pretty good. Let's go ahead and get that. Get my glove here. I just started a kind of brand new game over here. I'm on a brand new PC. This is set up to do 1440p and widescreen. So we'll be checking out a lot more titles at widescreen. So be sure again to stick around for that. We're going to be doing it on this video as well. This game looks awesome on widescreen, by the way. There's just like no comparison. All right, let's see here. Go through it. All right, let's go ahead and go up here. All right, so we can go ahead and go up a little bit more on our settings. And these settings, I have noticed, don't really have a lot of range between them. So like low, medium, high, kind of all, they're very, very baby steps. It's very incremental. But that still gives us about 90 FPS. Now we are in an enclosed area, so let me go ahead and get out here, open it up a little bit. All right, let's come through here, jump down, pop these dudes. All right, there we go. Let's jump up. Go ahead and clear this out. You got to wait for the, you got to get that gate open right here. All right. All right, there we go. 69 FPS though. Looking good on our latency though. That's the main thing with a game like this. You just want to make sure that you have nice response. This is a game that I absolutely love playing on mouse and keyboard. So you want that nice response time there. All right. Oh, cool. All right, so there we go. Go ahead and clear these dudes out. All right, grab a glove. Sweet. Pop them. Come on, there we go. Looking really good though. I should get that text here soon. Clearing these guys out. There we go. Main gate's open. Sweet. All right, so right here we're at about 80 FPS. We can definitely go up a good bit here. Boost is working out great for us. It's right here, so that's indicated by the by that reflex panel. And let's come down here and let's go up to Ultra. Go ahead and apply that. Now I don't have any path tracing or ray tracing enabled. This game did get an update to support that, so it's really important that you kind of keep that in mind. It's going to run pretty well without ray tracing or path tracing enabled. Then we're going to have to really start getting creative with potentially some upscaling and, maybe fill in with some settings to get it to run well. But we're going to check it all out here. So run through here. Go ahead and pop that thing. Sweet. About 88, 89 FPS here. Looking really good. Go ahead and get these dudes. They're going to pop out here. So let me jump over and go to the very next level here. So let's see, we are on, that was Ultra. Let's go to Nightmare. All right, go and apply it. So this is Nightmare settings. Go ahead and get rid of him. All right, there we go. Takes his own medicine there. All right, so let's just keep on rolling through all of this. Let me see, do I need help? I don't think I need any. Nope, I'm good. All right, yeah, so we are looking like 80 FPS here. Go ahead and pop this dude. There we go. Nice. All right, so we are looking straight up just like we are going to be able to handle this at 1440p, no problem, with just some quality upscale. As long as you don't do path tracing or ray tracing, you should be all right. So let's jump up here. Go ahead and take out the little Colt here. All right. So yeah, we're at 80 FPS here. So like I said, it doesn't really demand a lot as you go through different settings, really. I mean, really, Ultra Nightmare is not that far off from like high when it comes to resources. So let's jump over into here, skip this part. All right, so where are we at? So we're about 81 FPS here with just you know, quality DLSS and no path tracing or ray tracing. So I'm going to cut that on real quick and see how bad it gets, because we're going to have to probably do a lot of upscaling to get any sort of ray tracing or path tracing to be playable at all. So let's come down here. Let's just kick on path tracing, all lights. This is just kind of how I started. I just go ahead and max it out just for simplicity, just to kind of see how bad it is. But yeah, this is of course 33 FPS on a game like this. You really want to have more than that. I mean, that's pretty bad. So let's do some upscaling here. We're not going to go to Ultra Nightmare yet. I just want to save that for maybe the end to see if we can push it a little further. Let's come down here. All right, quality DLSS. Let's go through them. I don't think that balance is going to be quite it yet, but we'll see. All right, so if you're wondering why I'm at the beginning again, we did have a crash, but we are, you know, settings are still in place. We are on balanced. And we have everything, you know, set up just as we were before the crash. So Nightmare settings, you know, full path tracing outside of the ray reconstruction. You have to have that off for the new overrides to work. But yeah, we are looking about 35 FPS here. So really, that did not do a whole lot. We're going to have to probably go to Ultra Performance to make this work, but we're just going to see if Performance can give it to us. Hopefully it doesn't crash again, because when I switched over to balance, that's when it crashed last time. All right, that huge explosion is a big hit on your performance, so ignore that for now. Yeah, we're at 38 FPS here, 37, so still a lot to be desired here. So we're going to have to probably rely on some frame generation to make this work, but I honestly think that's going to be okay, considering, you know, this card is really a high-end 1080 or a entry-level 1440 in my opinion for a title like this that is, you know, pretty new and is considered, you know, like a big studio release, AAA kind of thing. So right here at 45 FPS, let's just go up one more. Of course, with ray tracing on, it does, you know, warrant the use of some pretty heavy upscaling. But right here, it's going to switch over to that preset L, hopefully soon. When is it going to do it? There we go. All right, yeah, so right here, that gives us our 60 FPS back, and man, it feels so much better and still looks remarkably sharp. I mean, yeah, you don't have ray reconstruction, but this does have a denoiser that is not ray reconstruction. It's just the normal NVIDIA denoiser, and it does a pretty good job. So, you know, I don't want to scare people off from using Ultra Performance without the ray reconstruction, because it does still look really, really good. And of course, you get some insane performance for a card that up until recently, this setting was just like not that viable. It just looked too bad. I mean, it was viable, but you had to put up with a lot of blurriness. It was not sharp at all. And right now, you are in the 70s with full ray tracing. I mean, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to, you know, software working in conjunction very well with hardware. Not everything is just about pushing CUDA cores and, you know, how much VRAM you have. I mean, all that stuff is very important, don't get me wrong, but when you have upscaling that works this well, it essentially gives the 5060 Ti the 16 gigabyte version, of course, because we are well over allocation on our VRAM. If this were an 8 gig version, they're identical other than that. It gives it like another tier up, you know. I mean, to do path tracing on 1440p with a 5060 Ti wasn't just unheard of before DLSS 4.5 came out and the L override was made possible. So really, this is probably the way I would play it. I'd do this and do some frame gen. But right here, let me just jump over. I want to kick on the ultra performance just to kind of like top this whole thing off, or ultra nightmare, I guess. So right here, everything of course is on. I don't want to do that. That's not the same. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. All right, so ultra nightmare. Let's go ahead and apply that. All right, so right here we are basically fully maxed out on ultra performance. Of course, the L model is what keeps it looking so good. Ray reconstruction does a good job. You know, we don't have it here, but the NVIDIA denoiser does a pretty good job as well, to the point where I think that it looks really good without it, you know, to justify using ultra performance, of course. Let's see, just go ahead and rip through these dudes here. All right, let's go through it again one more time. Let's get those, we need that gate to be open. Come on, give me the dialogue. Where is it? How many is left? They're everywhere over here. So we're going to run through this, you know, of course, kick on some frame generation real quick and see what all we can do. So I need ammo. Give me ammo. There we go. All right. All right, cool. So 65 FPS here, and we are looking good. I mean, I would play it like this, no problem. We're going to jump into some frame generation. Let's go 2x. All right, so this will top us off, get us over, you know, the hump, so to speak, of 60. God, it feels so smooth, and that latency is still around 45 milliseconds. Like, this is just awesome on this card. I mean, you just really, you really just gotta like sit back and think, like, DLSS is just so damn good with upscaling. I mean, it's just great. I'm nerding out a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good thing. All right, so let's come into here. Man, where in the hell do I need to fight these people at? They just keep coming. Get you. Anybody else? Get you, get you. Are we done? Are we done here? I'm on fire. There we go. Finally got the gate open. Man, that takes forever sometimes. And I am out of ammunition. Alright, so let's go through here. Let's check out some 3x. And then we'll go over to widescreen. So be sure you hang on and check that out. Alright, so 3x. I'm just checking out the latency mainly. Making sure it stays under 50 milliseconds would be ideal. Okay, yeah, I'm out of ammunition. Give me some more. Alright, cool. Yeah, so 138 FPS is nothing to shy away from when your latency is at 45 milliseconds on a freaking 5060 Ti. I mean, that's awesome. Alright, let's come through here. Get that. Alright, so yeah, 152 FPS here. Alright, so let's come over here and go to, let's see, let's go to 3x. And go to 4x. Let's change that to 4x. Let's just top this off, and then I'm going to do a restart and jump over into widescreen just to see what we can expect there, because you know, that's a pretty viable setting for this title. I think it looks really good on widescreen. All right, I think that took care of them. Yep. Okay. Yes, we're still around 50 milliseconds, which is awesome. That's what I was hoping to kind of see. And yeah, I mean, this is just a fantastic way to play on 1440. There's just nothing wrong with this. I mean, let's recap real quick. I mean, 1440p, come down here, 4x frame gen, looking awesome. You got the VRAM to do it. That's the advantage of the 16 gig version. Everything looks just awesome. Now, the denoiser does not work as well as ray reconstruction. However, you have to have it off, you know, to make sure that you have all the different, you know, things available to you. This texture pull can come up a little bit. We've got the VRAM here, so if I apply that, it should kick the VRAM up a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, since you have enough, let's just go ahead and top it off. Make our textures look as good as possible here. Okay, so the 16 gig version just really, really got new life with this, you know, 4.5 update for sure. So right here, I'm going to kick it over to the next section of this test, which is a 1440p, 3440 by 1440 widescreen. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back. All right, so we are back in it on widescreen. This is so awesome. Yeah, we are looking like 66 FPS following settings at the top of the screen, but I just have it set to quality with no frame gen and no frame gen, and it's on quality DLSS, yes, and no path tracing, ray tracing, that kind of thing. That's what I was trying to spit out just then. But yeah, we're right here at 60. That's kind of why I started here. So what I would probably do is just go ahead and go up on my upscaling a little bit. We're just going to work our way back up, kind of how we did on the standard 16 by 9. Yeah, that gives us about 67 or so. 6, 7, that's what my daughter would say. But yeah, we are looking like 76 FPS now. All right, gave it a little while to catch up. So yeah, 1% lows look pretty good. I mean, we're you know, this is smooth. I think you're going to be okay without path tracing. But once you activate path tracing, thankfully on a card like this, you have enough VRAM to you know, take care of all the things that are important. Like frame generation is going to use VRAM. DLSS is going to use a little bit of VRAM, although it does give you a break on your VRAM overall. It's a net positive gain, but it does use VRAM. So right here, we're at 71, 75 FPS here. So let's go down here and just check out our settings. So right here at balanced, I left it all on Ultra Nightmare. Texture pool size is maxed out, mainly just because we have enough VRAM. There's no real reason not to. We're not hitting any sort of limit there. So what I'm going to do now is just turn on the path tracing. Hopefully it will not crash on me. But let's go ahead and apply that. All right, so we've got, okay, it did it. Cool. So Ultra Nightmare, path tracing, real-time denoiser, good deal. All right, so we are still on balanced. This is probably going to need some help. Yeah, it will. 32 FPS is definitely not how you want to play this game. So let's go on up, and we're going to have to probably check out. Let's go to performance. You know, since we're here, let's just go ahead and see how it handles it. It's probably not going to give you the 60 you're looking for. Yeah, it still didn't do enough. So ultra performance is what you're going to have to do on path tracing to get this to work on your you know, widescreen settings here. But it is really amazing that you can do widescreen on a freaking 5060 Ti. Just make sure you get the one with enough VRAM. The 16 gig is the only one that I would consider. Yeah, so right here, let's come in here and kick it up to ultra performance. Again, this is with the full path tracing on, minus the ray reconstruction. That gives you, man, sweet. That just gives you like right at 60, 38 milliseconds on your PCL. I mean, this is incredible to have this tier of card pulling this off at, you know, over 60 with no frame gen. Let's go ahead and skip this right here. I had to start this whole chapter over. Yeah, let's come down here. Go ahead and grab this. Now, what I want to do is just kick on some frame gen from here on out, just to kind of like polish it off. You know, so let's go to 2x there. Just to recap, we are on ultra performance widescreen. Ultra performance, yeah, not ultra performance, but frame generation 2x. Everything down here looks good. I'm actually going to turn off the motion blur because it does not look good. Yeah, and then we are looking like basically full path tracing. Got our texture pool size maxed out. We're nowhere near running out of VRAM, so that's okay. On Ultra Nightmare. So let's see what this does here. So that 2x should just like push us right over the edge of where we need to be and get us a really nice performing game here on a 5060 Ti. So let's go ahead. Preset L is activated, so this all looks so good. We're at 82 FPS, and as you can see, our latency is still right around 50, which is kind of where I like personally to have it at. I don't require anything much faster than that. It's lower is better, obviously, but you know, 2x frame gen and still having a latency of under 50 is awesome. All right, so this is 89 FPS here. All right, come through here, kind of seeing the same thing over and over again, but for the most part, this is just going to be where I wrap up here with the frame gen. Let's go up to 3x. All right, so let's come down here. There we go. 3x, all right, so apply it. And let's jump back into it. I just let him eat me up with that beam. Alright, yeah, so we are looking like 109. Yeah, still looks good. Latency crept up a little bit on us. Still in the 50s though, which is nice. So you could, you know, easily thank Reflex Plus Boost for that. That is keeping our GPU at the max speed to ensure that our frames are available right when the CPU needs them. All right, yep. Damn. Here we go. All right. I need some ammo. I need to punch somebody in the face so I can get some ammo. There you are. You look punchable. There we go. All right, yeah. So we are about. We're still looking like 114 FPS here. All right. VRAM's right above 12 of allocation, so that is where 16 gigs on the on this model just really comes into play, and is super handy. So I'm going to close it out here. A little bit of chaotic environment to do this, but that's okay. We're going to go 4x. All right, so this 4x, and that gives us 136 FPS and 63 on our latency. So not awful. But I would maybe stop at 2x, just because you don't want to add latency for no real benefit, because honestly, it's fine. But, you know, I'll leave that up to you. I'm just showing you the numbers here. Let's go ahead and pop him, come into here. All right, so 140 FPS on widescreen on a 5060 Ti. As long as you use the, as long as you use Ultra Performance, it really unlocks just a ton of possibilities with a game like this. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. I think this has been a pretty good look, and you know, this is a nice update. I hadn't done this in a long time, and someone requested it, so hopefully I've done it a good service, good justice here. But yeah, we're at 150 FPS, and latency is right around 50, which is awesome. That's exactly what you want to see. So if you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing. If you're not new and you're back for more, I appreciate you coming back as a repeat offender. And until next time, we will see you later. Peace.